Coming up, your weekly roundup of news from around the haunt industry. Welcome to the show. I'm Philip. On the HAN show, we bring you the haunt news, information, and education you need to prepare for Halloween. On Tuesdays, we bring you a roundup of news from haunts worldwide. Read more about these stories and so much more in our free weekly newsletter. Subscribe at the link in the show notes. And as always, for the news roundup, I'm passing it off to Daryl.
Here's a word from Philip Hernandez, publisher of the Haunted Attraction Network. Halloween is less than 3 weeks away. Okay, now that you're done panicking, let me explain. August through October used to be the shoulder season in theme parks, the slow time after summer when families were settling into school. The theme park industry spent years training guests that September and October were worth a visit by developing Halloween programming. It worked so well that Halloween is now the anchor of the entertainment calendar. The first ticketed Halloween event of this year is August 7th. How does that relate to haunts? Haunts are entertainment, and what happens in theme parks, particularly when it comes to training guests, trickles down to our industry. Our date tracker counts 18 large haunts opening on September 11th and 12th, and it no longer ends on Halloween, as haunts now run to November 14th. That means haunts will still be selling tickets a full week after Disney World's Christmas parties have opened. The world's largest operators now build their year around Halloween. A season this big needs tracking, so we've compiled our full slate of 2026 guides. Opening dates: Halloween Horror Nights at every park worldwide, Disney Halloween, Fright Fest, Hallow Scream, Orlando, California, and more. We update them continuously as announcements roll in. With a season this large, will spending hold up? Well, most haunts don't have ticket pages up yet, but we have new data weekly. The latest bank earnings showed that card spending grew 9 to 12% in the 4 biggest banks. And while nearly 40% of lower-income households have no summer travel plans, they didn't stop buying entertainment. They stopped buying travel. The fight they skipped becomes a drive to a regional attraction, which makes that 40% a demand pool, not a loss. And drive-to haunts are positioned to catch it, and retail is another signal. Although more people decorate for Halloween than attend haunts, strong retail demand is a good sign, especially when it comes to decorating. Retailers are getting bigger than ever. HalloweenCostumes.com just released its largest animatronics catalog in company history, over 75 new pieces. And the licensed IPs dominating search, Five Nights at Freddy's, Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, are pulling fandoms into the Halloween aisle who might have never shopped it before. The headline piece is a $25,000 Lord of the Rings Balrog. Who buys a $25,000 animatronic from a costume retailer? A semi-pro haunt, the home haunt that draws thousands, the small operator shopping outside the trade channel. Consumer retail has noticed that the line between decorating and operating keeps blurring, and now it's building product for the people in between. Now here's the challenge. A larger market means more competition. You now must stand out in a season everyone wants a piece of. Also this week, Universal discontinued its Fear with Express Pass product for HHN 35. Stranger Things gets HHN's first single franchise Lagoon show. HHN Singapore and Japan revealed their lineups. Six Flags announced Blair Witch mazes at 2 parks, and the Scream cast reunites at Midsummer Scream for the film's 30th anniversary. Here's what you need to know this week. The Haunt Guides. Halloween season is almost upon us, and haunts around the country are announcing their dates, new additions, special events, and more. To help you manage the myriad of updates, the Haunted Attraction Network has compiled comprehensive guides to the top haunts in the US and top theme parks events around the world. Bookmark these important pages by following the links in our show notes, and check back often for updates as new information is released. First guide, When Do Haunted Houses Open in 2026, is a guide to confirming 2026 opening dates sorted by opening week. Next is the best and scariest haunted houses in America, the top haunts list. Each year, the Haunted Attraction Association bestows member haunts that meet a 10-point standard covering safety, professionalism, and industry leadership with the title of Top Haunt. A 2025 list, the most recent published, recognized 67 attractions. Our Top Haunts guides reflects the current published list and will be refreshed when the 2026 list is announced. Halloween Horror Nights 2026. Dates, tickets, and lineups for every park. Universal runs Halloween Horror Nights at 5 parks worldwide, and 2026 is a landmark year. Orlando celebrates the event's 35th anniversary with its longest run ever, opening August 28th, the earliest start date in its history. This guide covers every Universal park running Halloween Horror Nights in 2026, sorted by opening date, with the link to their full guide for each. Next is the Disneyland Halloween 2026, every park worldwide. Disney runs Halloween on 6 resorts across 3 continents, and no two do it alike. This hub attracts every Disney Halloween celebration for 2026 with dates as announced and a full guide for each covered resort, updated as the remaining parks make their announcements. Next is Fright Fest 2026, a complete guide to Six Flags Halloween event at every park. Six Flags Entertainment Corporation's Fright Fest returns for its 34th year in 2026 across the company's park portfolio. Halloween Scream 2026, the complete guide to all 5 United Parks locations. Hallow Scream, United Parks and Resorts' hard-ticketed Halloween brand, returns to all 5 of its U.S. locations for the 2026 season on September 11th. Orlando Halloween events, every park, party, and haunt. No city on Earth packs more Halloween into one season than Orlando. 4 theme park events run overlapping calendars from early August through November, and the area's own HAA-certified Top Haunt operates a short drive west. This guide lists every major Orlando Halloween event for 2026 with dates and a link to our full guide for each, and it updates as parks make new announcements. Halloween Time at Disneyland 2026, the complete guide. Halloween Time at Disneyland Resort runs August 21st through October 31st. Here is what is new, what is returning, what got cut, and how the season fits together across both parks, Oogie Boogie Bash and the hotels. Haunted Houses in California 2026. Dates, tickets, and what's new. California's Halloween season stands out for its variety. Every major theme park runs a Halloween event, professional haunts operate from San Diego to Sacramento, and the state's home haunt scene is the largest in the country. This guide covers the multi-day ticketed Halloween events operating in commercial spaces across California in 2026. Single-day events and home haunts are not listed. Every event links to our full guide, where you will find current price, lineups, and updates. How to become a scare actor, haunted house jobs and auditions. Haunts around the country are beginning to cast for their upcoming Halloween seasons. Do you have what it takes to become a scare actor? Over the years, Haunted Attraction Network has interviewed hundreds of haunt owners, casting directors, and general managers, and hiring comes up constantly. We here at the Haunted Attraction Network have created a guide that compiles what they have told us about how to get hired, what happens in the room, and what makes an actor stand out. Follow the links in our show notes to read the full guide. Halloween Horror Nights 35 opens a portal to its own past with the Sideshow of Decay. For its 35th anniversary, Halloween Horror Nights from Orlando, Florida, is digging through its own past. Universal Orlando has announced Sideshow of Decay, a scare zone set in a carnival junkyard where characters from previous years claw their way back through a portal. Sideshow of Decay is the second scare zone revealed for the event, following Infernal Carnival of Nightmares, announced the day before. Stranger Things returned to Hawkins to become HHN's first single franchise Lagoon show. Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Florida, will premiere its first ever single franchise Lagoon show with Stranger Things Return to Hawkins. Staged on the Universal Studios Florida Lagoon, the show is a 10th anniversary tribute to the Netflix series that spans all 5 seasons of Stranger Things. For Netflix's Tudum, which serves as Universal's licensing partner in the Stranger Things IP, the show uses water screens to project memorable scenes from throughout the series, projection mapping on Universal Studios Florida buildings to recreate Hawkins locations, dynamic lighting, and audio pulled directly from the series' original score. Halloween Horror Nights Singapore reveals 4 haunted houses and 2 scare zones. Universal Studios Singapore and Sentosa Island Singapore has revealed the lineup for Halloween Horror Nights 14, running 18 select nights September 25th through November 1st. The 14th year of the event includes 4 haunted houses, 2 immersive scare zones, and new roving scare experience that Universal says will strike guests anywhere in the park. This year's house lineup mixes original Singapore-inspired concepts with two internationally themed builds. Singapore's Most Haunted, on air, returns the Singapore's Most Haunted series for a third consecutive year, this time set inside an abandoned broadcast studio where reenactments of Singapore's darkest legends played on an endless loop. Karanguni, the Cursed Collection, reimagines a Singapore cultural icon, the Karanguni, or itinerant rag and bone collector, as a vessel for the misfortunes contained in the unwanted items he has collected over the years. Made in Hell, Xinling Robotics, is set in a Chinese bioengineering and robotics facility where human life force is being harvested for artificial immortality. Chatterbox Charlie's Vaudeville Horrors promotes last year's fan-favorite Scare Zone character to his own house. Ventriloquist Chatterbox Charlie, whose mind has merged with his dummy Junior, is turned his victims into gruesome versions of themselves. New this year, Universal is deploying roving scare actors called the Fatima Rockers, inspired by the Karanguni house premise and the Pontianak, a Southeast Asian folkloric female vampire. They will prowl the park and strike without warning outside of the scare zones and houses. Universal Studios Japan celebrates 15 years of HHN. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka, Japan, returns for its 15th anniversary from September 10th through November 8th, running inside the wider Universal Extreme Autumn Discover You umbrella event that opens September 10th. The 2026 lineup adds a new Resident Evil Requiem, The Dive maze in partnership with Capcom, a 15th anniversary retrospective stage show, Halloween Horror Night Academy, 15 Years of Scream, refreshed ride overlays for Hollywood Dream, and After Dark Jaws overlays with Universal Studios Japan, also marking its own 25th anniversary this season. The 2026 season's headline edition is Resident Evil Requiem, The Dive, a Capcom-tied indoor horror maze inside Stage 18, recreating the abandoned Renwood Hotel and the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Sanatorium featured in Capcom's newest Resident Evil game. It opens September 11th and continues through December 27th, 2026, well past HHN's November 8th close, and is framed as a joint celebration of the Resident Evil series' 30th anniversary and USJ's 25th anniversary. Universal Orlando discontinues Fear with Express Pass products for Halloween Horror Nights 35. Universal Orlando in Orlando, Florida has discontinued all of its Fear with Express Pass products for the Halloween Horror Nights 35, ending the multi-year practice of packaging Universal Express Access with the event's multi-night Fear Passes. The change affects guests who would previously have added Express Access to the Rush of Fear, Frequent Fear Plus, or Ultimate Frequent Fear Passes. The event will still offer its full multi-night pass lineup. None of them will include a bundled Universal Express option in 2026. In theme park news, Legoland Shanghai hits 2 million, what China's fastest park launch means. Legoland Shanghai passed 2 million guests in its first year, the fastest any Legoland resort has reached that mark. And in this week's episode of Green Tagged, Philip and Scott break down the numbers behind the milestone: an 80% family guest base, 230,000 minifigures sold, and a guest pool expanding well beyond the Yangtze River Delta. Blair Witch No Signal mazes announced for Dorney Park and Six Flags Great America. Six Flags Entertainment Corporation has announced new Blair Witch No Signal haunted mazes coming to Dorney Park's Halloween Haunt in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Six Flags Great America's Fright Fest in Gurnee, Illinois. The two mazes tie a licensed horror IP to Halloween events at two Six Flags Entertainment Corporation parks, one from the former Cedar Fair side of the 2024 merger, and one from the former Six Flags side. Yzma joins the Oogie Boogie Bash villain lineup. Yzma, the villain from Disney's 2000 animated film The Emperor's New Groove, is joining the villain lineup for Oogie Boogie Bash at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim, California, for the 2026 Halloween season. This will be Yzma's first face character appearance at a Disney park in the United States. The character has appeared previously in a character meet and greet form at Disneyland Paris and in a stage show or parade context, but Disneyland Resort has never hosted her as a walk-around character before. Halloween at Tokyo Disney 2026. Oriental Land Company has announced the 2026 Disney Halloween season at Tokyo Disney Resort running September 16th through 31st at both Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. The Coco-inspired Lazos de Familia event at the Tokyo Disney Sea runs slightly longer, September 16th through November 2nd. New highlights for 2026 include an expanded Lazos de Familia, now extended into a wider area of Lost River Delta, and including an illuminated marigold-covered bridge as a new nighttime effect. Coco's Miguel will greet guests appearing with two different looks, his Land of the Living look in the mornings and his Land of the Dead look in the afternoons. Tokyo Disneyland is adding new photo spots at the park entrance and in Toontown. Disney's Tokyo Disney Sea is adding new pumpkin decorations at the entrance and a mural of Mickey and Minnie elsewhere. These fall Halloween event highlights have been announced along with the news that Tokyo Disney Resort will raise its maximum one-day admission to 12,400 yen, which is about $76 at the current exchange rates, beginning in October 2026. This is the first increase to its top ticket price since October 2023. The higher ceiling applies only to the highest demand days on the resort's variable pricing calendar, October 11th and 17th. October 11th and 17th. Across October, most dates are still held at 10,900 yen, and the cheapest fall to 9,900 yen. Live Oak Canyon debuts its first haunted maze. After 45 years running Southern California's largest pumpkin patch, Live Oak Canyon in Redlands, California, is opening its first ever haunted maze, Fridays through Sundays, October 2nd through 31st. The Hollow. The Hollow is a corn maze path threaded through tented rooms with live scare actors, a hybrid of the farm's existing corn maze footprint and a full-cast walk-through haunt. Live Oak Canyon has framed the concept as the land itself waking up each October. Something has been here longer than the farm. Each October, something stirs beneath the canyon floor. The land you know transforms. The paths shift. Heartstoppers adds new shows and VIP lounge. Sacramento's Heartstopper Haunts in Rancho Cordova, California, opens for its 18th season on October 2nd and runs 13 select nights through November 1st. The headline edition for 2026 is the Frightfully Fancy Club, a VIP private lounge that includes a personal escort to the front of every haunt, capped at 20 guests per time slot. The event's 4 haunted attractions, House McCutcheon, Misery Mine, Blightwoods, and Deadlands, are all getting new scenes and upgrades for 2026. Also new for 2026 is Redemption, a stage show that plays at the top of every hour in the property's Ghost Town area. Heartstoppers describes it as the connective story that ties all 4 haunts together and sets up the narrative for guests before they enter. Additional 2026 changes include new carnival games, a redesigned lobby, and an expanded Ghost Town program that continues to feature live bands, fire dancers, roaming characters, and food and drink. Terror Vault announces the 2026 theme, Slashed Ride to Hellville. Terror Vault in San Francisco, California, returns to the San Francisco Mint in 2026 with a new production titled Slash Return to Hellville. This event marks a return to the Hellville storyline that Terror Vault had previously explored and continue the venue's annual run of fully produced, immersive theatrical horror experiences staged inside the historic 1874 venue. Terror Vault is produced under the Into the Dark banner and a 3-way creative partnership. Joshua Granell, better known as San Francisco drag icon Peaches Christ, is co-founder, writer, and lead performer. David Flower Productions, run by David Flower, produces immersive theater and horror experiences and handles set and production design. Non Plus Ultra operates the San Francisco Mint as an event venue and manages its logistics and operations. Each production employs more than 100 local performers and technicians. Exact dates, ticket prices, and additional programming details for 2026 have not been announced. The Haunted Car Wash is back for its 6th season this October, expanding to 4 Southern California regions: Anaheim, Lakewood, Inland Empire, and San Diego. These drive-through haunted attractions are staged inside functioning commercial car washes. Guests remain inside their own vehicles for the duration of the experience. As the car moves through the wash tunnel, scare actors appear around the vehicle and haunt-style special effects, lighting, and audio play in coordination with the wash cycle. When the car exits, it has been washed and its passengers thoroughly spooked. New Midnight Masquerade scene comes to Field of Screams. Field of Screams in Mountville, Pennsylvania, will open for its 34th season on Friday, September 11th. The headline edition this year is a new Midnight Masquerade scene inside the Den of Darkness, one of the property's 4 haunted attractions. The event runs select nights through November 7th, with an extreme blackout event on Saturday, November 13th, and a zombie fun run on Sunday, November 14th. Tickets are on sale now at the event's official website. Black Casket Productions announces Cannibal Creek theme for 2026. Black Casket Productions in Yucaipa, California, the Inland Empire haunted attraction known for changing its theme every year, was announced in 2026 fall concept. Cannibal Creek. In a backwoods settlement, a welcoming family draws visitors in for something much darker. Loved ones have ventured into Cannibal Creek searching for missing family members, only to disappear themselves, leaving behind nothing but questions, rumors, and the echoes of those who never made it out. Enter if you dare, but remember the woods always keep their secrets. Scream 30th Anniversary Reunion comes to Midsummer Scream. Midsummer Scream in Long Beach, California, and Paramount Scares have announced a weekend-long celebration marking the 30th anniversary of Wes Craven's Scream at the 2026 convention, bringing much of the original Scream cast, Ghostface voice actor Roger L. Jackson, and composer Mark Beltrami to the Long Beach Convention Center from August 7th through 9th. The partnership is Paramount Scares' largest presence to date at the Southern California Haunted Horror Convention. The 30th anniversary programming centers on audio. The 30th anniversary programming centers on autograph, selfie, and professional photo op sessions across the weekend with much of the original Scream cast. Matthew Lillard as Stu Macker, Skeet Ulrich as Billy Loomis, David Arquette as Dewey Riley, Jamie Kennedy as Randy Meeks, Lee Waddell, stunt actor, and Joseph Whipp as Sheriff Burke. A limited number of attendees can also book a private meet and greet with Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, and record a custom voicemail or audio greeting. Legendary Haunt Tour for 2026. Transworld's Legendary Haunt Tour, taking place on November 5th through 7th, has announced its 2026 haunt lineup. This year's tour will take guests to Woods of Terror in Greensboro, North Carolina, Kersey Valley Spooky Woods in Archdale, North Carolina, Lake Hickory Haunts in Hickory, North Carolina. Tickets are not on sale yet. HalloweenCostumes.com debuts its biggest animatronics lineup ever. With more than 75 new pieces, HalloweenCostumes.com has launched its most ambitious animatronics lineup ever, leading the class of 2026 at $24,999.99 Lord of the Rings Balrog, a 12-foot Ghostbusters Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, a 25-foot inflatable Leatherface, and 2 of the internet's most requested video game villains, Catnap and Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. Freddy Fazbear animatronic comes to Spirit Halloween. After years of Freddy Fazbear haunting screens, theme parks, and every Halloween aisle, Spirit Halloween is finally bringing him home. The retailer's first ever life-size Freddy Fazbear animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy's is real, priced at $499.99, and set to arrive when Spirit's flagship store opens August 1st in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, with additional stores following. Freddy raises both arms and lifts a microphone up to his face. His eyes light up and track side to side, his torso sways, and he plays Five Nights at Freddy's game audio, including a light-up eye pulse time to the Toreador March music box theme that fans instantly recognize from the game. While Spirit teased an animatronic in the July 15th social media post, a product page has yet to appear on the store's website. Anthropologie's 2026 collection is live. Anthropologie's 2026 Halloween collection is fully live, and it has already grown to 439 items. Prices run from a $12 bistro tile nut bowl to a $498 giant rattan vine spider, with most tabletop pieces landing between $18 and $68. 2 returning programs anchor the drop. The Mystic Halloween Icon Juice Glass line, $16 each, hand-blown with raised icon designs, adds 4 new motifs this year: deviled eggs, vampire fangs, black cats, and alien heads. The glassware program includes flutes, stemless martini glasses, mugs, and wine glasses. Anthropologie's fan favorite Bistro Tile collection underwent a spooky update per the product page, with midnight hues, nighttime creatures, and 24-karat gold accents. Home Depot launches the 2026 Halloween collection. Home Depot launched its 2026 Halloween collection online and on its app on July 16th with an in-store rollout starting later in August. The collection headlines with an updated 12-foot giant-sized skelly for $299, featuring app-controlled voice modulation and LCD life eyes, along with 2 new giants, an 11-foot mummy and an 8-foot perilous plant monster, that expand the roster of large-scale animatronics available for under $300 in-store. Interactive additions include a conversational parrot, an app-controlled lethal lily update, and a new 5.5-foot evil pixie. We are constantly inspired by the inventive spirit of the Halloween enthusiast communities, and their year-round passion motivates us to push the boundaries and innovation for our collection each year, said Aubrey Horowitz, decorative holiday merchant at the Home Depot. This year is no different. From our realistically detailed collections to dynamic interactive technology like the upgraded Skelly's real-time, app-controlled voice modulation, we are giving our customers the tools to create their most captivating displays yet, all at an incredible value. Costco's 2026 Halloween collection has begun to hit shelves at warehouses across the country. The showstopper is a warehouse-exclusive 3.6-foot Mickey pumpkin with infinity mirrors for $219.99. Around it, a returning 62-inch giant groundbreaking skeleton with LCD moving eyes, a full slate of Disney Nightmare Before Christmas licensed decor, spinning Disney character lanterns, and giant animatronics stretching from a 10-foot Jack Skellington to a 7-foot gargoyle. Costco's Halloween decor is available at warehouses and on Costco.com's Halloween decorations page. LEGO debuts Midnight Valley Halloween Village sub-theme. The LEGO Group has debuted a new adult-targeted seasonal building line called the Midnight Valley Collection, starting with a 1,420-piece haunted house called Mayor Manor. The manor is set number 11383, priced at $119.99, and ships from September 1st, 2026. LEGO's product copy details a full 2-story interior with a suit of armor, fireplace, grandfather clock with hands frozen at midnight, table and chairs, framed artwork, and a bookshelf. The build measures over 9.5 inches, or 27 centimeters tall, 11.5 inches, or 30 centimeters wide, and 5 inches, or 13 centimeters deep. Cat and rat figures accompany the 3 minifigures. You can pre-order Mayor Manor today on LEGO's official website. Lowe's rolls out its 2026 Haunted Living Halloween lineup. Lowe's is rolling out its 2026 Halloween assortment, with waves continuing to arrive on store shelves throughout the summer ahead of the fall selling window. Haunted Living is Lowe's exclusive Halloween house brand, and 2026 starts the retailer's push into consumer-grade animatronics in the sub-$300 giant category. In 2026, Lowe's is leaning hard into the pumpkin motif across its lineup with its 12-foot Pumpkin King for $399, anchoring the Yard Giants, a 7-foot Talking Pumpkin Scarecrow for $299, adding motion and audio at the mid-tier, and the 3-foot pop-up Pumpkin Henchman for $99.98 as an add-on that Lowe's positions as a coordinated companion to the larger figures. The Disney Haunted Mansion collection continues to be Lowe's differentiator on the licensed IP side of the retail Halloween market, giving Halloween Mansion fans a full-themed set that pairs blow molds, tombstones, and outdoor decor with the Haunted Living animatronic assortment. Reminder, a call for board members. The Haunted Attraction Association is still accepting candidates for an opportunity to serve on the board of directors. Board members play an important role in supporting the association's mission to promote, protect, and educate the haunt industry while helping guide the direction of the organization. To be considered, owner-operators of haunted attractions must have been at an attraction or have an established industry business for 5 or more years, be willing to volunteer for 45 hours annually, be a current or new HAA member, and have fundraised over $2,000 for operating expenses. Non-owner operators must be a member of the association in good standing, demonstrate a minimum of 7 years of documented history of industry experience, and meet all other director eligibility standards applicable to board service, including vetting and approval of member qualification committees. Some haunts that are doing scare actor auditions this year. The Haunted Forest in Clarence, New York, August 15th and 22nd. The Hollow in Redlands, California, ongoing auditions. The Mortuary Haunted House in New Orleans, Louisiana, ongoing audition. Nightmare Wharf in Buffalo, New York, August 15th and 16th. The Sawmill Haunted House in Covington, Louisiana, ongoing auditions. And the 13th Hour Haunted Attraction in Indianapolis, Indiana, has ongoing auditions.
And that's all for the news this week. Today's episode was produced by me, Philip Hernandez, with reporting by Daryl Plunkey, post-production by David Swope. This Haunt News Update is a production of the Haunted Attraction Network, and you can sign up to our weekly newsletter at hauntedattractionnetwork.com. Support for this episode comes from Gantom Lighting and Controls. Until next time, Haunters, stay scary.
This is a Haunted Attraction Network production.